Coming to my topic, it's optic disc suspects that do not have glaucoma at present but have high possibility of developing glaucoma. Then what to do when such person comes to us? The dilemma is when observing such a suspicious optic disc. Because there is a high overlap between the normal and the glaucomatous disc, there is great deal of normal and abnormal findings overlap, like a large optic disc with a large cup, like in this picture. So question arises, what is the key factors in an optic disc suspect? The appearance of the optic disc of the retinal nerve fiber layer, that is suspicious when there is enlarged vertical curve disc ratio more than 0.7. It's not always 0.7 is abnormal, but these are suspicious things. And asymmetry is the most important thing in glaucoma, that is CD ratio between two eyes more than 0.2, notching of the neuroretinal limb or narrowing disc hemorrhage or retinal nerve fiber layer defect. Coming to this picture, there is a large optic disc, normal optic disc with a 0.7 cupping, which is suspicious. Here is the normal size optic disc with a ISND pattern broken. The inferior rim is lesser than the superior rim. And here, both eyes, they are from the same patient. The small optic disc in one eye, the cup is 0.4 and the ISND pattern is normal and the RNFL looks normal. But in the other eye, there is a deep cupping around 0.8. With careful observation, this can be observed, and there is a RNFL defect with a disc hemorrhage. Then if you examine, what I want to emphasize, if you examine one eye, then there will be confusion whether to treat or not. But when we examine both the eyes, there is point in treating both the eyes. So always examine both the eyes, not only one eye. And this case we are following for 15 years. This is a large optic disc with a diffuse thinning with a big cup. So seeing this patient, someone has started anti-glaucoma medication, but when we followed this case for 15 years, there is no change in the structural and functional state. This case presented to us with this much of finding. On looking this pallor, someone will think it's a neuropathy case or something else is there. But this patient gave a history of acute pain and redness, vomiting and blurring of vision and Redmo halos. And he was admitted with and given some intravenous injection. And when careful gonioscopy was done, he was found to be case of angle closure glaucoma, and after PI and dilated fundus photograph, this was the picture. So in a case of PI, you can get this pallor. And the other eye also, he has intermittent gonioscinctitis. Both eyes needed treatment. This eye with PI and medical management, this eye needed because he has cataract combined surgery. And what I want to emphasize, what my previous speaker also has said, one has to look in a small optic disc, not only the color cup. If one looks to the color cup, then one will be confused. It's a 0.3 disc, but this is a contour cup. The bending is here, almost here. It's around 0.7 cupping with a field. There is a superior arcus scotoma. So this patient needs treatment. This patient also, what I want to emphasize, is a shallow cup. So without careful examination, this can be missed. There is a shallow cup, almost the inferior rim is lost with a peripapillary atrophy and a clear-cut NFL defect, which is very clearly visible in a red-free filter in a green light. And this patient is a normal sized optic disc with a disc hemorrhage and a peripapillary atrophy. This case, he presented to us with routine glass checkup case, but the pressure was around the 20s. So, and both eyes has a similar cupping, but one eye has a disc hemorrhage. So this was followed up because the cases with disc hemorrhage, ocular hypertension cases, when they develop disc hemorrhage, the risk of developing to POAG becomes 6 times in univariate analysis. So this disc hemorrhages should be taken care into very carefully. This case is a myopic case with a tesselated fundus with disc hemorrhage. So RNFL could not be commented. So it should be checked with regular follow-up should be done before thinking anything. But one has to be very careful to differentiate between glaucomatous and non-glaucomatous cupping, which is often very difficult for experienced clinicians. Optic disc excavation with pallor of the remaining neuroretinal rim suggests a cause other than glaucoma. And what are the 3 considerations? Optic disc suspect. Optic disc size should be considered along with the CD ratio. Similar cup disc ratio in the family members should be examined. Evaluation of the cup disc ratio in the usual pattern of the 5-pair rule. difficult to evaluate the optic nerve in case of tilted wrist, high myopia, optic disc twisted, optic nerve coloboma, increased CD ratio with the disc size, and a ray should be considered. And one method is when a suspect develops suspect to a glaucoma, by observing a change either with a photograph or imaging, one should think for treatment initiation. So key points of considering before treatment initiation, you confirm your diagnosis, because structural assessment is very important. With neuroimaging techniques, perform structural and functional assessment together. Asymmetry should be looked into. Eye with higher IOP and better coupling, and associated risk factors should be taken. And document your findings, baseline finding, educate your patient for follow-up. So patients with high risk, to summarize my findings, patients with high risk cases with this suspect, treatment should be considered with IOP reduction of 20%. This suspect with moderate risk with visual field loss should be considered for a observation. If the change increases or risk increases, then one should think for treatment option. This suspect with low risk visual loss, then one should observe, monitor the cases. Last but not the least, one should, before starting treatment, one should consider the possibility of progressive visual loss against the expected life expectancy, treatment related side effects, financial impact, negative effect of the quality of the life on individual. We are treating the patient, not the disease only. Thank you for your kind attention.